Hello, thanks for joining us. Today's expert viewpoint comes from Lanel Menezes, General Manager with Eagle Product Inspection, and we'll address an ongoing challenge for producers of meat and poultry products. So in meat and poultry's daily coverage of industry news and trends, we're constantly reporting on recalls announced by the FSIS, including 9 recalls in the first 5 months of 2025 that were triggered by reports of foreign material in meat and poultry products. So Lanel, obviously Eagle is well known for its detection technology, but its customers have come to rely on the company's expertise in delivering complete solutions before a crisis even occurs. So could you explain a little bit about Eagle's role as a strategic solutions provider and not just a technology provider?
It's a very important distinction that you just made right through your question, which is the difference between a pure technology provider and a solutions provider. So at Eagle, our team strives for what we call a trusted advisor status. And maybe a more appropriate term than even a solutions provider would be a solutions partner. So what does that even mean? So when we do work with our customers, we need to understand the unique challenges that they have from their perspective. So we walk the lines, we put ourselves in the shoes of our operators, quality teams, production teams, to really understand what it is that they're dealing with. And additionally, we need to understand what's driving the need. So what does that mean? Even in a meat and poultry segment, each customer has a mix of what I would call common and unique challenges. For example, 2 customers, both focused on detecting contaminants, might have very different needs. One may have done an excellent job of reducing contaminants within their facility. They put measures in play where contaminants don't get introduced into their production stream inside of their house, right? So their primary risk comes from raw materials that are received from their suppliers. So for them, we have to focus on supply evaluation tools to identify risks before the foreign contaminants even enter their production flow. Another customer in the same meat and poultry segment might be responding to retailer demands, and that requires final inspection after packaging. So contaminants, there's no other way for contaminants to even possibly enter the product once it's secured. And therein lies an opportunity for us to work with our customers, depending on their various needs. We're very fortunate. We have a vast portfolio of x-rays. We can be flexible. We can almost insert our products anywhere on the production line, from receipt of raw ingredients, mid-process batch blending, end-of-line packaged goods. Our goal ultimately is to give customers sensible information on which they can make good informed decisions, right? And finally, I have to say, when we talk about being a partner, the commitment does not end after we sell a product and then install it, right? That commitment has to continue through the product life cycle, meaning we work with our customers to ensure there's a good program surrounding the piece of equipment. We work with the different stakeholders within the business to understand how it impacts their life. Anytime we put this system inside a facility, there is a change in the way in which operators function, the way in which their team members function. So it's about seamless execution. It's also about making sure that we understand their needs and support all of them so that it actually improves the quality of life and doesn't deter them from what they're trying to accomplish, which is making sure that good food, safe food is produced and shipped out of their facilities. So I hope that answers the question.
Absolutely. Much more than just a transactional relationship. It's a true partnership.
100%. 100%. The partnership is extremely important. That's why we don't look at selling equipment. The equipment sale is ultimately a byproduct of the partnership.
So because, as we know, there's no real silver bullet when it comes to foreign material detection and prevention, can you talk a little bit about how Eagle's technology, including the PXT and the Simultask, work together to deliver superior technology-based solutions and provide training as well as support and insights to protect the customer's brands, their reputation, and just by ensuring the safety and the quality of their food?
Sure, sure. Yes, there is no silver bullet. I think all of us wishes there was, but there isn't, right? So the goal is not necessarily elimination of contamination. As much as we would like to have that, the technology doesn't exist today to eliminate contaminants. The goal is to reduce contaminants as much as possible and to throw up flags saying that we have a problem, Houston, somewhere in our production line. So when we find contaminants, ultimately the operators that find those contaminants when the system goes off and says we have a problem, they need to work with the quality teams, with other stakeholders within the business and say, okay, where is this contaminants coming from? What is the root cause? For example, if a machine detects a metal slivers, are they coming from broken blades, right? If there is a significant uptick in bone fragments in what should be boneless products, is it coming because there's an issue with the bone removal system upstream? Right. So those are the questions that we have to ask. Here on our side, we have a suite of X-rays, generators, detectors. We can mix and match to suit the customer's need. And one thing to keep in mind, traditionally, there were two types of X-ray technologies that was given to the marketplace. One was single energy, which was very good at finding small, dense contaminants like metal. And then we had dual energy, which was fantastic at finding less dense contaminants like stones, rocks, bones, right? In heterogeneous products. So think of a bag of bone-in chicken wings versus a vacuum-sealed pack of sliced ham. We've been at this 20 years, so we said, why not give our customers the best of both worlds in one system and enhance the detection capabilities, especially given that technology has made drastic improvements over the years. And that's where Simultask PXT was born, right? So what PXT is, it's photon counting technology. And then we combine it with what we lovingly call Eagle Intelligence, which is the Simultask software. So the photon counting technology, it is absolutely remarkable. So all the types of detector technologies would have, it would take X-ray, convert it to light energy, and then light energy would be converted to a digital signal, right? So there was this translation medium. With photon counting technology, we get rid of the need to convert X-rays to light. We look at the raw X-ray data, and now we can get complete analysis of true data without anything lost in translation. So think of it as me and you talking with a veil in front of us, kind of seeing what each other looks like, but not fully grasping the details that that person holds, and then just removing the veil and being able to see it for what it really is. And that's what Eagle PXT technology and photon counting has done for us, right? And that increases our customers' confidence levels in what we can do.
Can you provide like an overview of some of the technologies in Eagle's toolbox of detection and quality focus solutions, which you've kind of referred to already, but including like the Maximizer, RMI Plus for poultry processors, and then the Eagle pipeline?
The Maximizer system, an absolute game changer, right? So it's designed to find bone in what is deemed to be boneless products, regardless of whether it's breasts, butterflies, fillets, tenders, thighs, irrelevant. We can talk about hygienic design. We can talk about performance. We can talk about detection levels. When it comes to hygienic construction, it doesn't take a backseat to anybody out there. So we make sure that fasteners are not in the product contact zone. Why is that important? As a contamination elimination device, I shouldn't say elimination, but reduction device, I don't want to be responsible for introducing contaminants into the product. So it's very important for us to make sure that where the product is moving through our systems, there are no fasteners there. Accessibility to the system is important. So hygienic sanitation crews can come in and clean the systems well. Toolless belt removal to make it easy on them. So when it comes to hygienic construction, the system is phenomenal, keeping the customer in mind. And ultimately that maximizes customer uptime, minimizes their downtime. In terms of performance, hey, we can do multi-lane inspection. We have on the reject side multiple lanes to reject only the products that are contaminated versus having to sweep the entire row of products. So from a customer's lens, this mitigates a lot of waste for them, right? Also, customers are very careful with the products that they produce. It's not easy to just say, let's discard of products. So if there's a bone in products, we reject the bone. An operator would have find the bone, throw it away, and then they reintroduce a safe product back into the production stream. So it's very important that when we reject product and we handle it delicately without compromising the integrity of that product, right? In terms of what can we detect, the most exciting part, 2 millimeter bone, piece of bone, right? A 2 millimeter piece of bone is very tiny, no issue. And part of that is because of what we call a dynamic duo. So Eagle's PXT technology and the Eagle Intelligence Simultask software. Um, in my opinion, it's a combination of all these factors that really gives us that advantage. But I spoke a lot about all the exciting things that the system does, right? Especially the detection down to 2 millimeter. What's most important is we're able to accomplish that while keeping the false positive rate down. What does that mean? A system can't throw up a flag for a contaminant when a contaminant doesn't really exist, right? Because that compromises customer confidence level. So our tools are designed to find contaminants that are legitimate contaminants and not something that it thinks is a contaminant. So that's a pretty important balance that we need to keep when we are designing our systems. Hey, moving on to Eagle's FA, fat analysis. X-ray imaging is at the core of our expertise, and we've been perfecting both image analysis, which is what I spoke about thus far, and also fat analysis software since 2006. The standout feature for Eagle's FA system is what we call DEXA, or dual energy X-ray absorptiometry. You can skip everything I just told you and just think of DEXA. So it delivers chemical lean measurement accuracy down to 1 cl, which is the industry recognized gold standard. Why is this important for our customers? You get precise fat content data, right? It makes a huge difference when it comes to cost savings, pricing correctly, fat content data, right? Product consistency. And Joel, why is this important for you and I? Because when we take our families and we go to the grocery store and we decide we want to buy 80-20 lean beef or 90-10 lean beef, that we buy what is marked on that label so our recipe doesn't go south that evening, right? So that's what this system's all about. And then there's more, right? Batch and recipe management. We can detect other physical contaminants. And finally, the very key point on an FA system is its versatility, right? Eagle systems, FA systems can inspect virtually all forms of meat: fresh, frozen, boneless, bone-in, ground, whole cuts, vacuum packed, or in cases. So remarkably adaptable, right? And our technology has helped slaughterhouses quite a bit, reduce lean giveaway, maximize yield by hitting accurate lean targets, avoiding costly fat claims. And further down the processing line, producers can also verify incoming product specs to improve recipe accuracy from the first attempt, and it ultimately boosts their efficiency. So all in all, hey, both products are incredibly well thought of and designed in collaboration with our customers, and that's very important. So in Eagle, we have a saying, stay customer centric, which means everything we do, what we design, it keeps customers in mind. And voice of our customers is crucial to everything we do. Hey, we love our products, but we love our customers more.
So if viewers would like to learn more information about the company, about the technology, how can they contact you or the company?
Our customers can go to our website, eaglepi.com, and there's a contact us page, which they can access, or they can contact us on the number that's showing up on our screen. And we sure would appreciate the opportunity to connect with them, partner with them, and serve them.
Very good. Thank you so much for your time and your expertise, Lanel.